Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and today we're going to be taking this Nintendo Switch Lite right here and making it just a little bit more comfortable in the old massive meat hands. Yes, if you remember back in the day, I had a look at a little thing that looks something like this, although it wasn't literally this one, because this is a slightly revised version. Yes, it's the Satisfy Pro Grip, what are they calling it now? Switch Grip Pro for the Nintendo Switch, and the whole idea is it makes it a bit chunkier, it makes it a lot chunkier, but it makes it a lot more comfortable in the hand, certainly if you got great big meat hands like me, with the flappy bit on the Switch. Sometimes you're more trouble than you're worth. And as you might have predicted already, they've gone and made a Switch Lite version as well, called the Switch Grip Lite. What a surprise. The basic idea of it is nothing entirely new, to be honest. It is just a grip for the Switch that goes on like this. And it's a little bit tighter than the OG Switch version, but when it's in, it's in. And so you end up with something that looks suspiciously like the thing in the thumbnail. Yes, it's a grip. It's designed to make it more comfortable. What more can I say? Well, I'm glad you asked. So the thing that makes the Satisfy grips different to all the other ones out there is the fact that they are asymmetrical, as you can probably tell as you look at it now. The reason for this is the sticks. To be brutally honest, it's the sticks, you know. When it's that low down, particularly on the Switch Lite, playing first-person shooters and just anything that requires sort of constant camera movement, or not camera move, just looking generally, a lot of right stick action is what I'm trying to say. It can be a little bit awkward because it's so low down. It's all the way down here, like it's below the halfway point of the console. That's low down. Some people with smaller hands may have a lot better luck with it than I would, but even on the original Switch, the stick's just a bit too low down for me to be comfortable. It ends up pronating my wrist, and I end up with increasingly irritating issues with my wrist. No jokes about that in the comments now. We're all adults here, except for those who aren't. It's designed to offset your thumb so it more comfortably sort of matches. In fact, I'll show you. If I do it now, it saves me having to do a cutaway, doesn't it? So as you can see here, this is the Switch Lite that is now finally in focus. Marvelous. So when I'm resting like this, my thumbs rest here. It makes the most sense, you know, one on the stick, one on the buttons. However, if you're doing a third-person game, that's awkward. That's an awkward. I mean, I could shift my grip around so it's more like that, or support it underneath it. But you can think of that. That's just no, just don't do that. Although weirdly, even though it's lower down than on the original Switch, that's actually more comfortable for me for some reason. I honestly couldn't tell you why. But then, as he hopes it's in focus. Get in. Now the Switch has an ugly thumbprint on it, but more to the point, the grip has well, it's moved your hands away, hasn't it? It's given you a nice big chunky bit back here and a nice big chunky bit back here to allow you to grip in a much more natural manner. And, well, does it work? Yeah, it does work. I mean, it's not that surprising, is it? It rests in the hand nicely, and it allows you to move around with a lot more comfort, rather than having your thumb that close and having to pronate it around. Although even so, that wasn't too bad for me, but this is still better. It's just more comfortable, you've got a better grip overall, and you also don't feel like you're ever going to lose your Switch. It also doesn't actually add that much weight. It's a pretty light boy. I think it comes to like, still under 400 grams with both of these combined. That's pretty good. However, it's not all peaches and gravy. It is absolutely 100% an improvement over what, you know, the standard Switch Lite is like. I still quite like the Switch Lite by itself for using in handheld mode. I could not tell you exactly why that is, and the bigger one is less comfortable for me, but you know, that's just how it do. Hands are funny things. But whilst the original had this great big, because it's so great big and chunky now with this thing on it, it makes it difficult to transport, obviously, you know, it's just bigger overall, but also, I think just because, again, it's down to the length of the Joy-Con here, and the controls on the Lite, when I rest my thumb, it rests perfectly over the thumbsticks, like this. This is where my thumbs naturally rest on the original, the Big O, and this is where my thumbs naturally rest on the new Lite version, which means the stick is, I mean, it's kind of in line, but it's under here, and so I have to move my thumb down there and pronate it again just to get my actual end of the nub on the nub. Is it an improvement over just handling it naked? Absolutely, it is way more comfortable and for longer periods of time. I can just play much more comfortably for a much longer period of time. However, I still wouldn't say it was as big a leap as it was with the big one. Like this was massively uncomfortable for me, but this made all the difference. It was a huge leap. Suddenly I could play this comfortably and for long periods of time. And for the Lite, I definitely can. I can definitely play for longer. However, it's not as... I'm in a weird situation where the OG Switch for me is the most uncomfortable to play for long periods of time. And then it goes to... This is silly. And that's naked, by the way, without the grip. And then it moves on to the Switch Lite without a grip. And then it goes to the Switch Lite with a grip. And then we come back to the original Satisfy grip. I don't know why. I think it's just my big old hands. I don't fully know what they could have done, the people who make this, to make it better overall, but as it stands, it is definitely an improvement, but I'm slightly disappointed because it's not as much of an improvement as the original grip was. This may be a limitation of the Switch Lite itself, I don't know, I can't really pinpoint what the problem precisely is, or at least the nub of it. However, as it stands, I'm definitely going to use this grip. I definitely am 100% going to use it. However, the trade-off you get in terms of the portability of the unit does mean you're going to have to think twice about it just a little bit before you run out and buy one of these things, I would say. Overall, I would say if you're going to be playing, you know, at home and stuff like that, then yes, absolutely, 100% this is a much more comfortable way to play your Switch Lite. However, if you're taking it out and about and you're only going to be playing it for short bursts, you may want to forego this and just stick with the original as it is. Of course, everyone's hands are different, your mileage may vary, but that's how it stands for sweaty old me. Massive thanks to Satisfy for sending this over, and the redesigned one that you saw down there as well for the OG Switch. I can't remember where these are available just yet, but there will be a link to purchase one of these in the video description. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you grip that subscribe button in a better manner, but not quite as well as you did when we looked at the other one. And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye. Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here. It's slipping off my knee.